Tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Tajudina Jones. I'm the founder and executive director of Totally Positive Productions. I have to oversee and monitor the daily activities of Totally Positive Productions, as well as volunteers, identifying the programs that we're going to conduct, as well as who's going to help in the fundraising activities. Just monitoring the everyday activities of the organization.
What is TPP?
TPP is the acronym for Totally Positive Productions. It's an organization, a 501c3 tax-exempt organization to help youth and young adults ages 9 to 25 in low disadvantaged communities, and we achieve our missions by doing a lot of programs, service-oriented projects, community works crime prevention program, entertainment workshops, community outreach. So programs that's positive and that help keep the kids between the ages that we service 9 to 25 off the streets during weekends as well as after school hours.
Why did you start TPP?
I guess it was a gift from God. I woke up one morning and it was like a vision that He had laid out. I slept and it said, you know what, start an organization. He gave the name, what programs to start off, because we was formed and created in August of 1993. And I'll never forget, it was a vision that God had given me to create the organization and who to put together and carry it forward.
How long have you been running TPP?
Been running TPP since its creation, which was in August of 1993.
So that was a total of
approximately 19 and a half years. Actually, August of this year, 2013, it'll make 20 years.
Why is TPP so important for kids?
It gives them a positive outlet. And one thing I noticed is when we have a lot of free coach enrichment trips and service learning projects, and the youth that's involved, it gives them a place that they don't get to go to or an outlet where they can express themselves. It was important to reach them with what they are involved with. When we first started, it was more of the arts, the music that they listen to, but give it a positive twist, especially with the rap. We will provide themes, which would be education, putting God first with things that would challenge their minds. And when we do service learning projects, they learn life-changing skills and activities that make them better.
What kind of programs does TPP provide? What do kids learn from these programs, and how can they use these programs in life?
Well, all the programs that we do are positive, number one. I mean, especially with the service learning projects, as well as the free coach enrichment trips. Some of the trips that we've taken them to, took them as far as Wooddale's, medieval times, that's in Schaumburg. They get to learn the culture of the medieval times. Every little good thing you do in a person's life is life-changing. But the key is how consistently we can do that on a regular basis. And some of the youth that we have, they participate in programs, and they've come from being participants to volunteers, and we have a few youth staff that's on there and help produce programs. But it's the opportunity to express themselves. They see that we care for them and that they become role models and at least be able to talk about themselves, especially with the service learning projects. When you do that, it helps them learn. Like one service learning project we did was public service announcements, where we took them from the raw stages, had them write their public service announcements between the ranges of 15 seconds to 1 minute, wrote it themselves. We took them to a professional studio, recorded it, and they're playing on radio stations as we speak right now. WKKC college radio station in the area is playing them regularly. And that's what we do with the learning service learning projects. They know from each step of the way, and then we get the parents involved in that process as well.
What made you believe that starting TPP was the right thing to do?
Well, anything that comes in my spirit from God, it's worth trying. And the spirit that was in me was strong enough that I didn't see that it was going to fail.
Okay, TPP helps children, but how can it also affect the lives of the families and the neighborhoods they live in?
Well, the model I've always said is if you can help change one person's life. We've helped over thousands of youth over the course of the life of Totally Positive Productions. Many of them have completed school, went to high school, some went to college, and they even invited their parents, or they've taken work or assignments home to their parents. Parents provided feedback and got encouragements from the parents and wanted their involvement. Or even we would just do some programs where they recommended us to somebody else. So we affected the individuals, because if we didn't affect the individuals and families, they wouldn't come. Or they wouldn't be quick to go tell somebody else, why don't you come and be a part of the program and come listen to what we're doing. And some of the programs we had, we did have parent involvement. Some of the programs we do require a chaperone, and the parents are quick to be part of.
How does the violence by or against youths reported on television make you feel? Can you name one single moment while running TPP that affected you in a very profound way?
Yes, I remember. Actually, it's been many programs, but many incidents or situations, scenarios. But there's one I never forget. It's actually about the 7th month of existence when we was doing when we first started, it was more of the talent competitions, composite rap, singing, dance. And there was a certain individual, his name was Miggity Mike, and he was one that needed a lot of work with talent. You know, he couldn't really perform, but he was always quick to come to the auditions, but he was never good enough to make the final cut. But he would come.
Can TPP have an effect on the crime that has plagued this community?
You talking about positively or negative?
Can TPP have a positive effect and help those who are in crime?
Yes, if we can get out there to them.